Well, we can even like start kick off with the A level stuff. It is a huge jump from GCSE to A level, isn't it? So obviously I know the biology perspective because I've done my Bridge the Gap course for biology, but you have done the chemistry Bridge the Gap course. Can you tell us a bit about that side of things? What can they get from their Bridge the Gap course, and what do you recommend for A level students?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of getting ready for A level is, well, it's all dependent. If you've done dual award, so if you've done combined science, then you've got a little bit of sort of catching up to do, where Bridge the Gap is, I would say absolutely essential. But it's even when we've done triple, you've got that big gap anyway between finishing your GCSEs and starting AS level. Yes, of a break and all the other things, but if you don't keep on top of it, you do forget it. And it is in at A level. There's a tiny bit of atomic structure, but even at A level, sorry guys, you're going to learn that electrons don't actually go around in those nice neat circles.
No, no.
Right from the off, you're building on new content. The maths level of it increases quite a bit.
Same with biology.
Yeah, you've got amounts of substance pretty much straight away as well, and that's it's quite maths heavy. But in any sessions, anything that I produce, my maths is not the greatest, and so therefore I have to really break it down. But if I can get through it and muddle my way through it, then anybody can follow me.
Yeah, and it's really good to have that acknowledgement that we're not all perfect. We don't all like marvelous maths people and things like that. So the fact that you actually break it down just benefits those students even more, doesn't it? It's just
absolutely. And there has been and there will be students that I work with that will go on and sort of, if you look at grades, achieve greater than I did back in whenever levels. I think it's about the ability to unpick things. If you can lock in those basic things, you can pretty much unpick anything and then build those skills back up again.
Yeah. Because I always find when I'm tutoring chemistry, I always really focus on that first module of the atomic structure and understanding that, because everything to do with chemistry is linked, and understanding how atoms work and how they interact. And so it's so important to know those the foundations to then
atoms and electron structure. You can understand why they're as reactive as they are, the way that they bond, what they'll build into. So it is, the fundamentals are fundamental, and it really does need to be solidified to move on to the rest of it, because it does quite quick.
You've got to do, especially at A levels, you've got to do that extra work behind it. And that's where, even if you're in a school environment or home ed, working at home and that, but if you're in school and you have those lessons and you need to have that extra support, your A level chemistry course and all the courses really complement and provide that stability and that reassurance that you can just go and watch that video again and just learn, or even get ahead. That's always another good thing.
Yeah, because I do always start right at the very basics, and for some students they'll have that, but for the ones that haven't or you've forgotten, I always start right at the basics. This is the simplest type of question you'll get, and then we build it up. So if you've forgotten, if it's a refresher, or if you want to get ahead, you probably still can follow what I've produced and get ahead, and then hope not much shock in lesson and in that bit more faster paced environment. Because things obviously that we're producing and that you offer, it's great because students can go back, they can pause the video, rewind the video. What did she say? Can you just say that again?
You can't do that in a lesson. Just like,
just pause there a minute, please.
Can you repeat that again? But obviously it was in that class environment as well. You might feel a bit, you don't want to put your hand up and ask, oh, could you just go over that again? So having these courses, you can just go, right, I must remember I will watch that video when I get home, just to make sure I do really.
We've all been there, haven't we, where we don't quite want to ask that question because you think, what if that's a bit silly, or what if it's only me? Well, actually it's probably not, but we're all guilty of that. I'll just rewind it and watch that bit again rather than have.
I just love it because like I love it with the relationship you build with your students and stuff like that. They always ask questions. Oh, this may sound silly, but and I'm like, no, there's no silly question. I love it. And it's like they bring such diverse, they go, well, what about this? And I'm like, oh, never thought about that. And we will go like Google it, just like check it all out. Oh,
Go on,
just
complete tangent on something else, but it's fine.
it's fun, but it's all linked together, and how their minds work, students' minds work, is so refreshing because as teachers we just get stuck on the same content, blah blah blah. So any student that even like with the course and they email and go, what about this, what about that, or whatever, yeah, great, let's find out. And
All question, absolutely.
yeah, absolutely, I love it, absolutely love it. But I'm trying to think back because it was around the Christmas time. It was was it 2 or 3 years ago that you started this?
Could it be three? Three this
Don't
Christmas?
say that. 3 years ago.
I think so.
Blimey, yeah. So, I mean, it was, I think, in sort of reflection for demand, I think, for tutoring and national tutors being created that you came on board, and
You just put out a little ad in a group I saw somewhere, just wanting a bit of capacity, and
yeah,
I
see if
thought,
anyone was interested. Yeah, and it's just grown. I mean, the demand, I mean, at the moment we're just speaking to people every day needing support, especially that people that those children are struggling in school, they want to leave the school and go through the home ed route. I don't know about you, but have you seen an influx in demand for tuition, and also the struggle with in school and students leaving and stuff like that?
yeah, I mean, as an ex-teacher myself, I've seen the struggles, and I know from a teacher's perspective the
Mm.
struggle in school as well,
Yes.
which does unfortunately get passed to the students, and so students don't always get that perfect education in school, do they?
It's so hard. Yeah,
It is.
'cause I don't work in a mainstream school anymore because this has just taken over my life, but in a good way, in such a good way. It's just, and as a teacher, all I want to do is help and support. And I struggled to feel that I did that in school. I mean, yeah, I was there, but you
You
just,
work to curriculum constraints in school, don't you?
yeah,
Whereas what we do now, we're not at those constraints. So in the courses and things that I run as well, yes, I have a plan. But if something needs to change, and if you can
yeah,
see a student's not getting it and they want to do something else, or Becky, I've got a test coming up next week, and we look
yeah,
at this. Absolutely, let's just
yeah,
flip it.
yeah,
And we don't have those struggles, and going back to the maths, that the maths in chemistry, there's lots of maths in science.
mm,
We don't often get time to really teach that maths skill. We just presume that they know it from
yeah,
maths.
yeah.
And for some reason, maths in science just doesn't seem to compute. It's like it's a
Do you,
whole
do you
thing.
find that? It's like, I go, right, the maths inside GCSE, we're talking about GCSE. I said, look, it's about key stage 3 level maths. And they're like, and I go through it and they're like, but so it's exactly the same as the maths, GCSE. I'm like, yeah, it's not. We're not reinventing the wheel here. We're actually using, multiple subjects here. It links with geography, with the atmosphere, and it's all the same content,
I think because we have a bigger story, a bigger context behind it, we might be talking about an industrial reaction. It just completely then throws them. But we
Yeah,
don't have to sit and do that maths, whereas now we have. If we
yeah.
if we have
And
time to
it's
maths, we can.
yeah, it's that confidence that they need as well. And that's hopefully what comes across with the course, is showing them, because you don't only just do, well, we only don't just do content, we do like the exam questions and how to apply that knowledge as well, which is huge, because we did that revision course, didn't we? You did the chemistry, I did the biology. We did the ultimate revision course as well, where we use exam questions. So it's not just knowledge. Yes, it's really important to understand stuff.
Yeah. Massive advocate for using exam
Oh
questions.
my goodness. All my year 11 students are just exam questions all the time. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I use them pretty much in any session I produce, because I
Yeah.
just I cannot get it across how useful it is, and just understanding, because students have often got that knowledge, they just don't know how to apply it to that question, or they don't understand what the question is asking them. They know stuff, they just don't know how to get it down correctly on the
And
question.
the more questions you do, you go, that's exactly the same answer. I'm like, exactly, it's the same knowledge, but it's just, you've got to think about the question, because you are also an examiner.